seriously on one life to live.
I happen to think you came back to destroy me.
Do you think it's possible that Todd really didn't want me to go to prison and that he was trying to help me?
All I want is my wife in whatever shape you've left her in.
Why don't we all stop pretending like nothing's wrong?
You can't prove that I had anything to do with Colin's murder.
Hi, the library is down there on your left. Do be careful and watch the walls as you go down there. And the new lamps in there. They're 18th century. They're irreplaceable.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be very careful.
Thank you. Ooh.
18th century lamps, new paneling. Wow. You're certainly staking your claim. Spending Ace's money.
My claim is legitimate. I'm the lady of the house. Whereas you're a blackmailing fraud who's turned himself into an unwelcomed guest.
And why would that upset you? I mean, aren't you the one that tried to make me a Buchanan a long time ago? Or have you conveniently forgotten that?
I think this will look lovely in the library.
Even Renee didn't try to mess with Ace's library.
Perhaps if she had, she'd still be here.
You're quite a piece of work, you know that?
Thank you. I've got big plans, Max. Big changes. I'm going to change lots of things. Out with the old and in with the new.
And how do you plan on getting me out?
Hey, they let me in as soon as they could. How you doing? How you holding up? Considering. Have you eaten? Wait a minute, why are you so calm? I spoke to Mama. Hey, you are not sick like she is or like my mother. I want you to know that. You know, maybe Eddie's kind of sickness isn't so bad, you know? Don't go there, okay? No, in her own simple way, Mama really helped me come to a giant revelation. What do you mean? Well, we were discussing how Todd tore me apart at the hearing. Never gonna forgive him for what he did. That's because you don't understand, Kelly. That was a despicable performance, even for Todd. No, it wasn't. It was noble. Blair, no. No, stop talking like that. There'll be no doubt you belong in here.
Jeez. What'd you do that for?
Leave these premises immediately.
Does the state licensing commissioning know you got a big stick?
Oh, I don't use this on the patients, just on interlopers.
Great. That doesn't work. What do you do, shock treatment?
Please leave. You have no business here.
Oh, no, I got business here. I'm a big shot newspaper guy. There's a high-profile story in there. Here, call my girl. She'll messenger over my ID.
Your girl. I know exactly who you are, Mr. Manning.
Good. Then you don't need to see my credentials.
Your credentials mean nothing to me. We protect our patients from the likes of you. The only way you can go through those doors is over my dead body.
Nikki Smith was just a harmless tramp, and then there was Tommy, who was violent. Sort of like a wild child that was never remotely civilized. I can't tell you how relieved I was when Jean finally emerged. She was the only sensible coconut in the bunch. I have to tell you, Ben, that she was completely behind the idea to convince you that Vicky was through with you.
I was never convinced. I know Vicky would never leave me.
Which Vicky is that, Ben? Because, you know, there are so many, all living in the same body, but completely different people. What? You look surprised. Could it be that you really don't know your wife quite as well as you think you do?
You know why I'm not all right. I haven't
haven't been all right since the night Colin died. How could I be?
Jen, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. How is it ever going to be okay?
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. Mom said I'm not allowed, remember? She's not saying anything, and Will's not saying anything, and you're not saying anything, and I hate it because the more we don't say anything, the worse it gets for Aunt Lainey. God, I wish I had never come back from Switzerland.
Oh, sweetheart, don't say that.
How are we supposed to sit back and watch Aunt Lainey go to prison for something we both know she didn't do?
I didn't have anything to do with Colin's murder.
You remember the earring we found in his bedroom after he disappeared?
I remember you showing it to me, and I told you then that I'd never seen that earring before in my life.
Are you going to stick with that story?
It's not a story. I'm innocent. You don't have anything to connect me to this.
Our lab found some skin cells on that earring. Enough to do a DNA analysis. It matched your DNA. And the tape from the security camera at the Cherry Vale Inn, it showed you wearing that earring and its mate at Colin's party. And that's just hours before he was murdered. So how did that earring get from your ear to his bedroom?
How am I going to get you out of this mansion? Why, Max, what makes you think that I want to get you out of this mansion?
It could have something to do with the intensity with which you told me to burn in hell while we were trapped in the wine cellar.
Did I hurt your feelings?
Feelings? Moi?
Oh, you have feelings. I know you do.
Oh, you hope I do. Because it's the only way you can make me suffer.
See, there's one of those feelings right now. A feeling that you're important.
Oh, yes, poor me. I do have a real problem with that.
And as I've told you many times, you're not important. Not to me anymore, not to Al either.
Yeah, you made sure of that.
And there's another one of your feelings, the feeling that you're being persecuted.
Which, of course, I'm not.
I had absolutely nothing to do with Al's decision to be adopted by my new husband.
Is that a fact?
You got him to turn his back on you by turning your back on him.
Al asked if he could go live with you. I thought it might be good for both you and him if he did. That's not turning my
The
back.
question is, why did he want to leave your household in the first place?
Oh, you have fun with this. You distort the truth, change the facts, whatever you need to do to make it through this prison of a marriage you've gotten yourself into. But I have feelings for my son, deep feelings.
That would be Frank that you're referring to?
Damn it, you know who I'm referring to, my son, Al.
He's not your son anymore.
He'll always be my son. And you can ascribe whatever feelings you want to me.
Delusions of grandeur?
Sure, why not? You have feelings too, don't you? You can go ahead and deny them, but they're still there. Feelings about me that you never quite got over. I make you uncomfortable, don't I?
Not at all.
And that's why you're eager to get me out of here, isn't it? Because you don't know if you can quite trust yourself with me.
I don't know how that earring got there.
But you do concede now that it was your earring.
You know what, Bo? I'd like to see that so-called DNA test. I do remember taking an earring off at the party because I was making a phone call. And I put the earring on the table, and I forgot about it. What happened to that earring after that is anybody's guess.
Do you care to make a guess how Colin was able to stay in contact with you even after he was dead?
What?
The phone call you told me you got from him from California.
Well, a lot of people supposedly saw Colin, so it was probably some kind of hoax.
Such a lie.
I don't need to take that from you. If you want a criminal to arrest, there he is, selling fake IDs to minors.
I thought you told me you were mistaken about that.
I wanted to give him a break. I won't be making that mistake again. I'd like to know why he's still walking around.
Why are you?
No, that's enough, Christian. I'll deal with you in due time. You see, we do arrest people if and when we have a strong case against them.
It's fascinating which cases you choose to pursue and which ones you don't.
I pursue all cases, whether it be murder or corrupting minors. Now, like I just told Christian, I will deal with him in due time when we have enough evidence to stand up in court.
Actions speak louder than words, don't they?
Lindsay, I think it's clear that you're dodging the issue right now.
Which is what? That I beat Colin to death with an earring? You've got your murderer.
This is still an ongoing police investigation.
No, this is a witch hunt. Melanie confessed to killing Colin, but you don't want to accept that. You'd rather pin it on me, and you can because I've made a lot of mistakes in the past. I'm really an easy target.
That was a nice speech. But you still haven't answered my question.
And Junior here has jumped on the vigilante bandwagon because I don't want him dating my daughter.
Why don't you just tell the truth, Lindsay?
I'm just trying to protect my underage daughter for someone who's responsible for her almost dying.
The earring, Lindsay.
That's not why you want her to stay away from me. You want her to stay away from me because you're afraid of what she might tell me.
I can't keep this secret anymore, Dad.
We'll get through it, Jen. We always do, right?
This isn't like the time I got teased about my braces. This time a talk and a trip to the ice cream parlor, it's not going to make everything go away.
I know, and I know how hard this is. But you've always been able to talk to me about your problems in the past.
But this isn't only my problem now. Dad, I don't know what to do. I can't keep this inside anymore, you know, and I don't want to break my promise with Mom. And you don't want to talk about it either, do you?
You don't have to talk about it.
What?
I already know. I know exactly what happened the night Colin died.
You did this to Vicky.
I don't think so.
You kept her in this room. You kept her from the people she loves. You threatened her and her family, and when she started to crumble, instead of getting her help, you taped it. Do you know how sick that is?
Vicky is the one that is sick. She let her father destroy her life. I never did.
Where is she?
One sign of trouble, and she just crumbled.
Tell me where she is.
She wouldn't have lasted a week growing up with my father.
Tell me what you did with her.
You don't understand, Ben. She doesn't understand our life. See, it's better this
Our
way
life?
that you found out.
We don't have a life.
Because my father stole it from us. Don't you see? But he's gone. He's gone. Ben. And you and I mean, we can finally be together. Don't you remember? Don't you remember how very much we loved each other? Don't you remember?
I could never love anyone as cruel and heartless as you.
If I am heartless, it is because I gave you my heart. All those years, no matter what Daddy ever said or did, I never stopped loving you, no matter what. I always loved you, Ben.
Did you prove it by kidnapping my wife? Did you think if you destroyed her, I would turn to you?
She doesn't know what you need the way I do, Ben. I love you, don't you see? I always have and I always will.
You love me?
Yes, Ben, I do. I love you so much.
And you prove it by making me dodge bullets?
No, God, you were never, ever
I got shot!
never in danger.
And then you tried to destroy the woman I care for most in this world!
She's weak. She doesn't deserve you. Don't you see? She doesn't deserve you, Ben. She doesn't deserve you.
Messing with her life, messing with mine. This isn't love. It's some kind of twisted obsession. Love is what Vicky and I have. And that's who I belong to. That's who I share my life with.
You better get over it. Because she is gone! And she's never coming back!
Okay, To me, you're just a lady in a funny-looking dress, so you got to get out of the way.
You're not welcome here.
I'm going to see that patient whether you like it or not.
Blair Kramer? I don't think so, Mr. Manning. You don't happen to be on the list.
Well, there must be some kind of a mistake.
And even if you were, Miss Kramer already has a visitor. She's only permitted one at a time at the moment.
What, like a boy visitor?
Oh, please.
Well, could you at least tell me if she's doing okay?
She's doing all right, under the circumstances.
She gets shrunk yet? I had to get shrunk once. It took like an hour.
Really? That long?
Yeah, well, I was much crazier than she is now. So when's she going to get out?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that with you.
Okay, look, if you make an exception in this case, I'd be more than happy to make a generous donation to your synagogue. You could get a whole new set of whipples.
Wimples. Look, Mr. Manning, I have read the newspaper that you publish. I have seen what you have written about Miss Kramer. I will not permit you to treat her like that again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Kind of a guy you think I am.
One whose soul is in dire need of saving.
Just want to make sure she was okay.
Are you going to leave peacefully, or do I have to call the police?
Yeah, I've always wanted to... I never got it, you know? I mean, what kind of advice is climb every mountain?
Mr. Manning.
Okay. Sister Agnes.
Mr. Manning.
I am not crazy. You're a reporter, Kelly. Why don't you look at the facts, huh? Why would Ty get up on the witness stand and testify to all those things that Hank never even asked him?
Because he's a malicious, vindictive man.
Well, I thought that too. And then Mama helped me figure it out.
Hey, I know Addie can be surprisingly insightful, but still, she doesn't...
And she was this time. Todd did exactly what he was planning to do.
Yeah, you get no argument there.
It was calculated, Kelly. It was calculated to get me off, and it worked. He got up there, made everybody believe that I was crazy. At the same time, made it look like he was totally out of control. Kelly, when have you ever known Todd to do anything that wasn't deliberate?
Are you kidding me?
He got the judge to think that I was crazy. He testified that I was seeing red, that I was talking to my mama when she wasn't there, that I was out of control and confused at the church. He got it all on record for me.
Do you actually believe that was his plan?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Blair.
Kelly, Todd has been trying to prove his love for me ever since our aborted wedding. And you know what? He finally did. Don't you see?
You know what, if you say so. I'd like to know one thing, though. How do you plan on dealing with it?
Go ahead, Gabrielle. Deny it.
I do deny it, Max.
I knew you would.
You see, there's that streak of self-importance that's so prevalent in your character. You think so highly of yourself.
And you're so desperate to get me out of here. Why?
It really doesn't matter, one way or the other. What matters is what's best for me and Al. And quite frankly, you're not in that picture.
Hey. Did you see the Viper parked in front of the mansion? Whose car is it?
It is yours, Al.
You're kidding.
Unless you don't like it.
Don't like it? Try to take it away from me.
Fathers live to make their sons happy, Al.
Dad, I don't know what to say. This is incredible. Dad, you're the greatest.
No, Ace, Al hasn't been driving that long, and Viper has an awful lot of horsepower. Do you really think that's a safe thing to do?
Hey, Max, why don't you mind your own business?
I would never put my own son in danger, Holden.
What does it matter to you anyway? Why do you care?
You're right. I don't.
Tell me what you did with Vicky.
I keep telling you there is no more Vicky.
Because of what you did to her.
No, because Jean is in control and she's not giving up.
I don't care who is in control. You're talking about the woman I love.
Jean doesn't love you, Ben.
I don't care. I'll help her recover. I'll get her the best doctors. I'll bring her back myself. Just tell me where she is.
Why should I do that? Why should I let her have something I can't?
Because if you don't, I'll call Bo Buchanan and he'll be over here to arrest the head of the Russo crime family. And with all I know, you will be put away for a long, long time.
Go ahead and do it. And what do you think you're gonna get?
I'm gonna get the satisfaction to know that you're gonna be in a cell half the size of this hole you had my life in.
And that's all you're gonna get. You know why? Because you make that call and there's no guarantee I'll ever go to prison, Ben. You see, I have very inventive lawyers, and you know that. But you make that call, and one thing is certain. You will never, ever see your precious Vicky again.
Jen's got so much bottled up in her, she's ready to burst.
What did she tell you?
Nothing yet. Except that she has some enormous secret that her mom here doesn't want her to tell anybody. Even if it kills her.
That's tough. Knowing that your child is in that kind of pain. It's even worse knowing that you're responsible.
I'm not responsible.
The pressure's starting to get to you, Lindsay, and it's only going to get worse.
I don't know anything about Colin's death. You're just grasping at straws because you don't want to accept the fact that your fiancé is a confessed murderer.
Melanie's confession didn't put an end to my investigation because it doesn't make sense.
You don't want it to make sense.
And with or without your help, soon I'm going to find out how you and R.J. Gannon are connected to each other and to Colin's death. So what's it going to be, Lindsay? Do you want to tell me? Or do you want me to ask Jen?
Leave my daughter alone. She doesn't know anything.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Based on what Christian just said, that gives me reason enough to bring her in again for questioning.
You have no right.
I have every right, because the only other person that knows the truth is refusing to tell it.
Please don't do this to her, Bo.
I'm not. You are. Remember.
All right. All right, I'll tell you everything.
The one thing I learned from my family is how to deal with people that cross me. Now, I may have left the life, but I have not forgotten the lesson.
You're hurting me.
Tell me where my wife is.
I can't.
Now.
I don't know.
You're lying.
I'm telling you, she escaped. Look, Jean escaped.
I don't believe you.
I underestimated her, all right? She's a hell of a lot smarter than Vicky is, and she wants nothing to do with you, Ben.
Where did she go?
My guess is as far away from you as possible.
I'm gonna find Vicky, wherever she is. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna deal with you!
This isn't how I wanted it to end. I swear it was.
But you leave me no choice.
You know exactly what happened that night? Of course you do.
I have all along.
I thought that if we got everything out in the open, it would make things better, but it's not. It's worse.
Lonnie, we can work through this.
I heard Mom's in town. I really need to talk to her.
Oh, wait, Jen, wait a minute. Jen, we can work this through together. Jen, wait a minute! Jen!
Before Colin died, he threatened a lot of people at that dinner party of his.
Yeah, we know, but let's start with what you did after the dinner party.
After the party. Excuse me. Hello?
We've got problems.
I'm sorry, the gallery's closed.
Is someone there?
I sent out a commission check the day before yesterday.
Commissioner, is it Bo?
That's right.
Okay, listen, don't say a word. I'm on my way.
No, I expect there to be a lot more sales. There was a lot of interest in your work. This might take a few minutes. It's a very important client. No, I expect more buyers tomorrow. Excuse me?
Let me tell him you'll call him back.
I'll call you right back. I'm trying to run a business here.
Yes, Lindsay, I know you are, but gallery owners, they collect commissions. They don't send them out. So who was on the other end of that line just now? Was it RJ?
No.
Sam?
Could we just forget about the phone call, please?
All right. We'll forget about the call. Let's get back to what you were going to tell me just before the mysterious call came in.
I wasn't going to tell you anything.
Another lie.
Was I talking to you?
No, you were talking to me, but that's not the way I remember it either.
I wasn't going to tell you anything because I don't know anything about Colin's murder.
Then maybe you won't mind if I have a look around, will you?
I don't know what I'm going to do about it, Kelly. I'm just still so floored by what Todd did for me. I'm still trying to figure out what it means for us. Us, as in you and Todd. Don't you get it? Don't you see how Todd proved that he cared for me, even though that I'm having Max's baby? You're not. You're having his. Exactly.
Okay, now you're confusing me.
Well, Todd doesn't know that I'm having his baby, and he still helps me. You know what that proves? What it means?
Yeah, that Todd's an unpredictable maniac.
No. That he's my hero, and he kept me from prison, Kelly.
Claire, I am not as convinced as you that the courtroom performance was an act of heroism on his part. I believe he meant what he said. And, reality check, if he didn't, he still sent you to prison in the first place. Look, whatever happened in the courtroom, he just undid whatever he did before.
He did it because he loves me, Kelly.
Honey, stop it. Stop having these kind thoughts towards him and these warm and fuzzy feelings. Stop. You don't need to have him anywhere near you. Now let's just play cards or whatever is around here. They have, see, cards.
I don't want to play cards.
Well, you're playing cards. I'm playing Crazy Eights because it's the only thing I know how to play.
Look, I know that you will never believe that what Todd did at the courtroom was to save me, but I'm telling you right now, it was intentional, it was deliberate, and I know that as sure as I'm having his baby. Great, so you've decided you love him. I haven't decided anything, Kelly. I just said that he loves me, all right? I tell you what I do, I owe him for my freedom.
You're not free. You're committed.
Just for a while. Do you understand what he did for me? And how am I paying him back? By not letting him know that I'm having his baby? I mean, does he deserve that?
Yeah.
No, he does not.
You know what? I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly why you're trying to make this whole horrible experience into a positive one.
Oh.
And why you're going to try to make that man into some knight in shining armor.
You do? When did you suddenly become Ray Cummings?
Well, Stark can figure this one out.
Oh, well, why don't you enlighten me, Miss Dr. Psychobabble?
You love fairy tales. You always have. You want a Cinderella ending. You would love to see Todd, Star, and the baby just to live all happily together for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with that, huh? What's wrong? What did you play?
I am.
That was mine. Let's see why you're in such a twist about everything. All right, there's that one. Play.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for getting back to me so quick. I was told that you are the man to talk to get a patient evaluated and released as soon as possible. St. Anne's. Blair Kramer. My relationship to her, I am the father of her child.
Thanks, Dad. The car's great.
Enjoy it, son.
I am. I'm gonna take it out for a test spin, see what she can do. You wanna come with me?
Yeah, later maybe.
Oh, listen, you be careful out there with that thing.
Mom, I'll be careful.
Okay.
You know, Mamas.
Later, Dad.
Take care.
Thanks.
Oh, Asa. Thank you so much for everything you're doing for our son.
That's nothing compared to what I'm going to do for you.
I have some business to attend to.
Oh, good. You think he suspects at all?
Oh, no. No, it got a little tense when we were locked in the wine cellar together, but he was just pressing for some answers, that's all.
Did he get any? Answers, I mean.
No, I managed to divert his attention.
What's with the worried look on your face?
Oh, it's just Al. I can't bear to see his face like that. When Max just shut him down like that, I could see the pain. I think part of him still cares for that bloody man.
That gonna be a problem?
No, not at all. No, when I think of the pain that Al went through when I was sent away to prison, and then when I was released and he came to live with me, I could see all that he'd been through living with Max. I don't ever want him to be hurt like that again if I can help it.
And you can.
Yes, I can. But Asa, that's why I don't want Al to know what we're up to. I think it would only confuse him.
No, it works for me.
Good.
So what about you?
What about me?
Does a part of you still care for Max, too?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you're on board for this whole thing.
Of course I am.
That is good, Gabrielle. Because the only way this will ever work is that you've got to hate that damn Holden as much as I do.
Oh, trust me, Asa. I do hate him. Much, much more.
You know you can't search here without a warrant.
Oh, I can if you give me your permission.
You know what? It's very late. I'd like you both to leave so I can close up for the night.
Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, I know you will. With a warrant. Until then.
Come on, Christian.
Didn't you just hear what Bo said? If you don't tell him what he wants to know, he's going to haul Jen in for questioning.
Get out of here, Christian.
Don't you care what happens to her? What kind of mother are you?
A good mother.
Does a good mother destroy her daughter just to save her own skin?
You don't know anything about what's going on
then
here.
Then tell us.
Bo, get him out of here.
Come on, this isn't getting us anywhere.
This isn't over, Lindsay.
Next time you come back with that warrant, I want you to leave Junior at home.
You know, Christian and I are after the same thing here. The truth.
Then I'm the one you want to talk to.
Oh, I want Max to suffer as much as I have. I want him to lose as much as I have lost. By the time we get finished with him, he'll be lucky if the only thing he faces is fraud charges.
Then, sweetheart, you know what you have to do next.
is still your fantasy, isn't it? You and Todd living happily ever after. Picket fence, flowers in the front yard.
No, you don't know what this will mean to Todd.
I nailed it. I know that I'm
What?
right. You want this one big happy family. You, Star, Todd, and... Sister, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, rude, but my cousin and I are trying to have a private conversation. Is there something wrong?
James, it's me. Listen to me and listen to me carefully. We might have some unexpected trouble from Ben Davison. Yeah, I know. Look, I want him watched. Yeah, I know. You just have somebody find him. Put out the word. If he goes to the police, they want him stopped. By any means possible. Yeah. What? No, don't do anything to her. Now, I want the pleasure of taking care of Vicky, Nikki, or Jean, or wherever the hell she is today, myself.
Jen, I want you to go home immediately.
No.
I'll call you later. We can talk then.
I think she wants to talk about it right here, Lindsay.
I do. I want to talk about it right now.
I don't want you saying anything in front of Christian.
Hey, don't listen to her, Jen. Bo and I are here to help you. You can say whatever you want in front of us.
You stay away from her.
You know what? You're no different than Colin was. Constantly playing mind games with Jen. Well, not anymore, Lindsay. I'm not going to let you.
She nearly died because of
Stop
you.
it, please, both of you.
Jen, you said you wanted to tell me what happened the night that Colin died. Now, would you rather talk someplace more private?
It doesn't matter. Everyone will know the truth soon anyway.
What is the truth, Jen?
The truth is, I killed Colin.